Hello? Hello? Oh boy. Oh boy, I love streaming. Oh boy. Um, I mean, honestly, yeah. Simple as. It's kind of time to start. You know. I don't know if my computer will handle this too well, but... You know, I'm streaming on YouTube, I'm streaming on Twitch, and then, of course, this is the start of the Elden weeks. Yeah, this is the start of the Elden weeks. You know, here to keep it going. Pretty much going to be starting a new character, preparation for DLC, because DLC does release in 2 weeks. I'm going to try and stream every day that I'm free, at least a little bit. And, yeah, I'm trying to decide what build to do. I think I'm going to do a quality build. I've been kind of bouncing the ideas back and forth between doing like a quality build and doing like a quality build or versus doing an occult build, because I feel like an occult build would be very good, simply to increase the drop chance of stuff in the DLC. However, big however, uh, like a quality build is gonna allow me to wield pretty much any weapon. The only thing that I've been trying to decide between, and the reason for the whole like decision process, is like a quality weapon or like a quality build. It's very easy to buff strength and dexterity using external means, using the crack tiers, using the talismans, stuff like that. It's not hard. It's not easy to buff arcane with means like that. But if I do quality, I kind of am then unable to put that many points into arcane, which is worrying. There's other ways to raise discovery though if I want to farm for something, right? So I feel like being able to just wield most of the stuff outright is a lot more important. Yes. Okay. I'm actually gonna cut the background music, right? I feel like Elden Ring's got a pretty good sound to it. Ooh, let me connect my controller. Elden Ring. True, actually. Hello, Fish Time Chatter. It's Rabin 26. How's it going? Might have to do an audio check here. Oh yeah, the game audio is way too low. Thank you for the follow, Ezra Ben 26. I think that's good. Okay, new game. I'm thinking either quality or an occult build. Either or, I'm probably gonna start the same way, and that's probably gonna be warrior. Um, Like, it would either be warrior or it would be samurai. Or wretch. Honestly, I might start wretch. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Ethelbert. Yeah. Took you long enough. Just kidding. Just kidding. I think I'll start Wretch, just for the more even stat spread to the start, right? It's not hard to level up in this game anyway, and I'm gonna be playing this character for like 2 weeks, so I can take my time, right? I am also, just as a side note, going to stuff on the screen might be a little delayed. Ooh, game is not showing. Okay, I'm playing ad while I fix this real quick. Alright, well, ad's gonna start soon. Thank you for the hydrate. I do have 2 water bottles with me. There it is. Okay, that's good. So recenter you, and then now it's all about the game. Okay, and then I want to shrink you down. There we go. That should be good. Am I doing? I'm doing good. Okay. Again, there may be a couple technical difficulties. My internet was acting up before the stream, so it took a little bit. And then at the same time, I am streaming this on both Twitch and YouTube. YouTube is by the same name, but it's being simultaneously streamed, which can lead to problems. What's the story of this game? I've never heard of it. I've heard of it, but never played it. I can go on and on about the story of this game. I know this game like the back of my hand, but pretty much, you are a tarnished, and you need to go. You're in search of the Elden Ring. You're basically escorting a character. Oh my god, it's like tapped over, so I can't see chat that clearly. Who wins on a feed off? It's Morgott. It's Morgott. He literally, you literally see Morgott's feet, like, the most times of any character throughout the game, let's be real. And in close detail, too. Because you see his feet initially as Margit, you then see his feet when he transforms again. You see his feet again in his opening cutscene as, in his next boss fight, and then you get to see his feet in the trailer for the DLC. Because it's the same model as the feet used for the Lion Dancer. Anyway, a lot of the game's story centers around delivering a different character to a big tree. Yeah, that was reading science paper. That, yeah, you know, it's a very important scientific clarification. What am I grabbing here? No, I'll grab the cracked pot. I want the character to kind of look somewhat basic here. Because, I mean, I am just using a quality build, so they are just pretty much going to be a knight. I think I know what weapons I want to use, too. And they're weapons I'm able to get without farming, which should be no problem. However, if I did want to farm, I could. I do really like... I really like this one. GTA 5, FIFA, Minecraft, sorry. Cool, I'm a big fan of Cyberpunk and of course Minecraft. I've done a lot of Minecraft stuff. True. FIFA kind of fell off, for real. I know I was never big into FIFA. I never got big into FIFA. I never got big into like a GTA either. Nice. And I don't think I'll put any mark. I like the freckles. What are we feeling, chat? Are we feeling the freckles? Or are we feeling any other marks? I guess we're just talking about FIFA. Ignore that. Freckles is a yes. Real. Any eye patch? Or the blindfold? I like having both eyes as well. I can always change that later. And I do like the freckles. I think I applied them very well. Cosmetics. What lipstick color are we feeling? I like what I have here, because it's just a tad darker than a natural shade. I tried making a GIF. I probably could, but not for this character. Again, this will be my DLC character. And now here's my trick. You saw I started with a base. I have a very good base model. I edit it slightly, and then I go into Similar Face. And I pick one. Similar Face basically takes the face structure I've made and makes it seem less artificial. Because, like, this one, it's very perfect. It's very... The model I'm using, yes, is a V-Roid model. I made it myself a long time ago. It needs some updating. This is technically the third iteration of the base model. Base model is my profile picture on Twitch. This is the model I use because I think I did a better job with it. Anyway, for this face here, it's very symmetrical. It's very perfect. So you go into Similar Face and you choose an option. Like, if I wanted them with sharper features, I can choose this one, and it does a very good job at making it look just more natural. Whereas this is more rounded features, you know, stuff like that. And you go through 2 to 3 iterations of it, right? I like this one. And that one. I'm not gonna change the body as all. What name am I doing here? Anyone have a good name? Felicia. I will not be naming her Felicia. I'm not a big fan of that name. Nothing against people named Felicia. Most of the time they didn't have a choice, but... Why don't you get a Blender model with smooth rigging? Well, that would either cause me to have to learn how to use Blender, which I already know how to 3D model in other programs. It would, I would have to learn how to rig it myself and do all of that, or I would have to pay someone, and I don't exactly have the money to do that. So... yeah, it's just like I either have to commission it, and those models, it typically cost quite a bit, or, well, not some, you can get them from cheaper, but it's still out of my budget, or I have to learn the program entirely myself, which, it's a chore. I like this name. It's a Swahili name. What you'll know about the Swahili? Nothing, probably. Let's jump forward. Also, not to mention, I'm fine with my model how it is, right? It may not be the perfect model, like rigging, and there's some stuff I'd like better, but this model has a lot of charm to it to me. I did make it myself, after all, right? It's got a lot of value to me as a person. Who's ready to see me absolutely get stomped in by the grafted scion? Or should I just run by it? Chat, what are the thoughts here? Fight, or just suicide? Fight? Uh-oh. I historically don't do well against the grafted scion with the Wretch. I typically do very well with some of the other classes. You can poise break with Wretch, though. Not difficultly. See, I only deal 100 damage, which sucks. Yeah, see? That one's a hard one. I have beaten it before, on a new game, right? Not with weapons I'm more accustomed with. I don't like the club, right? The club's not bad. It's incredibly good, and I will show off why. The club is especially good against small enemies. I don't exactly find it useful against bosses. For example, you'll see here, it's going to be incredibly good against Soldier of Godric. And I'm doing this for runes, by the way. I don't need the tutorial. I'm going to run through this, you get runes from it, and then I'm going to use that to be able to buy stuff from Kale. It also expedites the level up process, so it doesn't take as long. It's you know, it's free runes, free boss one. I might, depending on how quickly I move through the game with this character. Thank you for the hydrate. I will also say, since this is a Soulsborne game, if I get hydrate redeems in the middle of a boss fight, I will follow through with them after the fight. I will not, unless it's a fight that like is easy. I'll either follow through with them on a phase shift cutscene or after the fight. So essentially the next break in the fight. That's just typically how it goes. I might try to do a lot of completionist stuff on this character, but, like, since I do have 2 weeks, and I can typically beat the game in that amount of time if I'm playing consistently, and since I'm going to be streaming... Ah, no. I got sunlocked. Unfortunate. I missed my crit. I was slightly outside of the range, unfortunately. That's the thing with the club, and why it's incredibly good for this fight. You hit him, you stun lock. Well, you knock him into crit immediately with Warcry. If you miss that, though, he will just stun lock you, since he's attacks faster. But this... And... dead. It's a very, very simple fight. And then I get strength. Okay, Twitch keeps telling me that the stream is unstable, but everything else I have is telling me that it's perfectly fine. Like Twitch itself is saying unstable, but it's also showing the bitrate as being, like, okay. And then my software for streaming is showing me a green square and saying it's outputting at a consistent 60 FPS. So I will ask you in the chat, how is the stream looking? Good. Okay. So Twitch is just lying to me.
Come to the, of course, you unfortunate without.
I hate you.
Lummy, are you familiar? You may it will leave even if it.
Yeah, my game is actually stuttering a bit because I'm streaming at the same time, which is weird. I might turn down graphic settings slightly to give me a smoother experience. Game still looks very good on medium.
But I can also that you're not then wine. I am caught.
Hello, Kale. Thank you for the crafting kit.
Goodbye.
And you know, as typically, like, stuff goes, I will be putting all of my... Oh, I can't level up yet. I forgot. I needed a rest there anyway, though. I will be putting all of my... Okay. Actually, that didn't change anything. The game is still stuttering. I'll get used to it. I will rather... I'm gonna put all of my first levels into, Vigor. You know, the first 30 levels are gonna go there immediately. I will be killing the dragon eventually. Not anytime soon, though. My typical rule for it... Okay, I might have turned it up too loud, sound-wise. My typical rule for it nowadays is... I kill the dragon after I get the golden talisman to increase my rune drops. So I'll kill her then, which can, depending on the build and what I go for, it can take a while to kill those 2 clean rat knights, right? So this build, I don't think it's going to take that long, since quality builds have so many weapon options. Like an absurd amount of weapon options. I think I know what I'm going to be using, though. It has an interesting moveset, but one that I kind of enjoy. But I know what I'm going to be using early game, because it's really close, and I'm just going to go grab it. And it's one of my favorite early game weapons, so, you know, it's going to be kind of peak. Hello, Melina. I don't care.
They serve, but you. I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot. Then summon me. Ah, I bequeath.
I need this ring.
It will sound torrent. Treat him with. Shall I let my hand share them with me?
I can't level up yet. I know where I'm going to go grab my early game weapon that I won't be able to use yet. I'm going to go get the Wondrous Physic, grab a weapon. Well, it's going to be grab a weapon, get the Wondrous Physic, and then get the Source Seal. And that's going to be the early game run. It's the route. I can do this route kind of blindfolded with the amount of hours I put into this game. I'll save Bach later, don't worry. I have like 800 something hours in this game, like 815, 820. I know this game like the back of my hand. Doesn't bother me that much. See, just jump there. It's fine. This is for me to go get my weapon. I need to figure out what ending I'm gonna go with through this character. I want to do some of the quest lines and stuff, but I want to focus on getting the majority of the game done first. I think I probably want to do Blythe's quest line and Rani's, as, you know, they're connected, because they're both really good. But I don't know if I want Rani ending. I might go with, like, death ending. Yeah, Blythe's pretty cool. Too bad Rani is, forgive my language, a backstabbing whore. Thank you. Yep. 15 strength, 16 dex, which means I do need to put 1 level into dex. So I'll get that on my way. Don't fall asleep. Exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna be using the great EP, the great AP. For the early game, I think it has a really good moveset. It has a surprising amount of poise damage. Its charged heavies are crazy. And then later on, I think I took a lot of time deciding between using like a great axe, because great axes are a weapon class that I haven't used a lot of, right? I've done 2 builds with great axes, and they were both like okay, and I wasn't a huge fan of them except for like the anchor, because the anchor's crazy. The moveset for axes in this game, I'm kind of disappointed with it. I'm not a big fan. But heavy thrusting swords, I like heavy thrusting swords in this game. There's only 4 of them, and when I did my heavy thrusting sword build, or when I've been going to do my heavy thrusting sword build, I did the Bloody Hellas. And I was like, oh my god, it's the Bloody Hellas. I have to. It's one of the few unique ones other than the Cragblade. And I didn't really like the Cragblade Ash of War. The Bloody Hellas Ash of War was kind of cool. It's not one that you spam. You have to use it strategically. I just could not get the hang of it. And so I didn't like it. And so I ended up, you know, switching that build to something else and finishing it. Some other, like, arcane scaling weapon. And I could do that here, since I have been deciding whether or not to go quality arcane. I could do arcane build, use the Bloody Hellas. But the Bloody Hellas is a little boring. So I think I'm going to start with the Great EP. And if I like, and then transition to using the Godskin Stitcher. Because I think the Godskin Stitcher is really cool in how it looks. Also, armor-wise, it kind of incentivizes you to use armor that doesn't have a cape, even though capes are awesome, because the part of the model sticks through the cape, right? But no, I think that it's an awesome, like, it's a really cool weapon in terms of design. So that's going to be a eventual goal. I mean, I could get it in this stream, right? You can get to Volcano Manor real early. Yeah, and you can make it quality scaling because it's not a somber weapon, which sucks. It's not a somber weapon because somber weapons are so much better. But you know, you can make it quality scaling, which is kind of what I want. So also there will be an ad soon. I'm so sorry about it, but you know, Twitch forces you to play ads now, and Twitch automatically decides for me when they are. So it's so sad. But okay, yep. And now I'm here, and now I get to go to the round table hold.
It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering.
Yeah, I could go all the way to the Temple of Iglay and have the Godskin Noble be the first boss that I fight. That would be miserable, bro. That'd be miserable. But not unreasonable. I need to talk to you. I need you to move to your office. Huh. I guess if I want to stick to the whole, like, you know, heavy thrusting swords, I could also grab the Bloody Hellas, because that's in Altus. I think. I could start with the EP, go grab that, use that because it's a bleed. Power stance the two of them, maybe, to fight the Godskin Noble. Make a bunch of sleep pots. Maybe. Another reason why I ended up deciding to go with the heavy thrusting swords instead of the great axes is because a lot of the good great axes you kind of have to are either locked behind late game bosses, or you have to farm. They're either in late game areas, or you have to farm forever to get them. Like Executioner Great Axe, that farm would take so long. Because it's one enemy, and it's not, you know, the closest grace is still like a short ride away. Or like the Long Haft Axe, I'd have to sit there and farm for it at Stormvale. And the last time I did a quality build, I did a weapon that needed to be farmed, so I kind of want to stay away from that. And none of the heavy thrusting swords need to be farmed. None of them are farmed weapons, which I think is crazy. I hope they add more in the DLC. Heavy thrusting swords. Speaking of the DLC, though, I would ask for no spoilers. I did get all of the different weapon classes spoiled to me, or at least most of them, by someone already, but nothing more than that, even though people have already gotten their hands on it. So if you're wondering, I went this way to get this side of grace. If I want to use spells, I can get a free thing up there, but the more important part is the graveyard that's right here. It gives me just some early game levels. Yes, it's a rune 1, but there's a rune 8, a rune 6, and a rune, 3. And then I'm gonna just go grab the Source Seal. A lot of the early game is kind of boring because it's all prep, right? I mean, that's 90% of Elden Ring. It's preparing yourself to fight the next boss. Specifically in the early game, it's a lot of just riding around on Torrent, which I know makes some people bored, but I really like it since I'm a big fan of like build planning and stuff, and that's like 90% of what Elden Ring is to me. And so I'm excited for the DLC to add more stuff to plan build with. Also, gonna need to figure out what armor I'm gonna wear. I will want to hit that 51 poise mark. Probably exceed it by quite a bit, but who knows? Also, the talismans, I probably want to, since I'm doing pierce damage. Are you slash pierce? Your standard pierce. Since my final weapon is going to be dealing all pierce damage, I'm probably going to want the spear talisman. Maybe some others. Probably a defensive talisman of something, like an Erdtree's favor or a Dragon Crest Great shield. And poison, which means I'm now on a time limit. Oh, ad's gonna start soon. Yeah, if you want to go ad-free, you can always, you know, subscribe to the channel. Twitch Prime's free. If you have Amazon Prime and it's connected to your Twitch account, you get a free subscription to one channel of your choice every month. It could be me. Give me a roughly $2.50 to go towards making the streams better. Got me. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Hey, rest up inside the grace and tab out and see how the stream's doing for a second. Okay. I love going through and using these one by one. Again, this stream's probably only gonna go for another hour and a half. Maybe only another hour. It's not gonna, this is probably gonna be the shortest of the streams this week, other than, no, this one's probably gonna be the shortest of the streams this week, because I do have something to do at around 6 o'clock EST, so, get my 1 point in dexterity. Awesome. There it is. No, so the reason why I love the Great EP is because it's got a good light chain, but then also its heavies are a big slash that's got a very good AoE reach and a lot of poise damage. And of course you can use it one-handed, but it is such a large weapon, it is, you know, made to be two-handed, kind of. Okay. Let's get some other early game stuff, like some armor. Maybe. So I typically like to keep a light load, lighter or medium load, of course, but I'm fine with a medium load. I'd prefer the light load. Most builds are typically just going to end up being better with a medium load, though, since it allows you more poise. But I'm going to go pay a visit to a friend, and I'm going to kill him. I am talking about Patches. I will also, before fighting Margit, probably grab the other half of the medallion. Yes. Yes, I will. fire grease. With some other stuff I could do. I could get the claw mark seal, which I might do. This is probably gonna be a miserable fight. I might stall until until Yura comes and shows up. But I do have Impaling Thrust. Impaling Thrust are really good, and probably chains well with the light. Oh my god. Hello, Yura. NPC invaders are kind of stupid. Right? Like, they're not incredibly intelligent. Like, you are just seeing me chain him. Oh, he dodged through it. Oh, wow. Come on. Oh my god. Hit him one more time, Yura. Yura. Thank you. Is it going to count it? It is not going to count it, unfortunately. I can never expect when he goes on, like, a big combo with this stuff. It's just, he always catches me off guard, because he only throws, like, one, or he doesn't throw any, and then when I least expect it, it's 1, 2, 3. I've had him throw, like, 5 at once before. It's kind of insane. And a little absurd. I guess I should have predicted for it, and I shouldn't have greeted for the kill. But, you know. The light follow-up's very slow after the Ash of War, unfortunately. It does not combo well. Also, just a side note, I'm not exactly good at these games, Soulsborns, but I'm persistent, I'm stubborn, and I enjoy them. I'm the type of person who I will die a whole bunch to a boss, but I will not become demotivated, like, at all. It's like an instant problem-solving takes over, where instead of, you know, being like, oh man, I can't beat this boss, this is so difficult, it's like, okay, how can I beat this boss? I attribute that part of my nature to how me enjoying, like, Lies of P. I love Lies of P, and I loved it before they nerfed everything, right? Because I would hit a wall of a boss that I couldn't beat, and then it would be an immediate, like, okay, what are the steps I need to take to beat this? And that's why when I played Lies of P, my favorite build that I did was an advanced build, which is pretty much like the magic stat of the game. It's what handles elemental damage and elemental weapons and stuff, and so when I was doing that, I would basically switch out between a bunch of different elemental damage types, depending on what boss I was doing. And it was really fun, adapting my playstyle to the boss and stuff. I might do that here with different weapons and stuff, but with a quality build I can do that really effectively, which is cool. Right? Because I can wield pretty much any standard weapon. Also, with a quality build, I can put any Ash of War I want on it, so I can change that around. That's like what I really enjoyed about the last time I did a quality build. I used the Omen Cleavers. I used 2 of them. And I was, like, switching out the Ash of War depending on the boss. It's like, oh, this boss is weak to bleed, let me apply a Blood Ash of War onto both of them, so I can get bleed on them. Or, this boss is weak to fire, okay, fire Ash of War on both. Right? It was a lot of fun. Or like, oh, Frostbite? Frostbite! And that's why, like, Radagon, I was using 1 Fire Cleaver, 1 Frostbite Cleaver, that continuously proc Fire, and I was using Flame Grant Me Strength, because it's got low requirements, and probably gonna do the same thing here. The cloth trousers are so funny, because they're just sweatpants. Yeah, I mean, Patches, this weapon kind of makes Patches a joke, because I have Impaling Thrust. Hello, untrue symmetry. How's it going? Thank you for the follow. Okay, that knocks into medium load. Um, yeah, I think I'd rather just wear the leather boots and the leather claws, and then no shirt for now. By the way, game is really quiet. Yeah. It's quiet at some parts and then loud at others. I'll turn it up on the stream's end, so it'll be a little louder. But it's also, I mean, a lot of the game noise is ambient, so it's supposed to be a little quiet. Right. Oh, my phone. It's probably picked up on stream. My phone was next to my mic right there, since I have no desk space when I'm streaming. Yeah, I'll go grab the other half of the medallion. I could rush Temple. Or I could stick with the Great EP for a while. I think I'll stick with the Great EP for a while, because then that'll make it seem more fresh. I think I'll kill Margit and Godric with this weapon. Maybe Renala, and then I'll switch. Big sleeping bear. Should probably also level up. Yeah. That'll be the talisman I use after Margit. Rather the whistling doesn't wake him up, but who knows? Or cares, actually. I'm glad he doesn't wake up. No, he woke up. Guess I made noise when I was leaving. Oh, huge damage. Yeah, I'll keep this stuff through Godric, probably. There's not many build change. Like, Margit, like, you can keep the same prep you make during Margit through Godric. Because there's not much reason, because Margit is a harder boss anyway. You don't really have a reason to change your build too much between them. Renala might require a little bit of tweaking, but the build I'm going with has high stagger anyway, so Renala shouldn't be too hard. It's a very physical-focused build. After that comes the DTS, and the DTS could cause some trouble. DTS, of course, standing for Draconic Tree Sentinel. Historically, I've been kind of just okay at the fight. Used to be very bad at it, and then I got pretty good. If it does come down to it, and I actively can't get past it for a long amount of time, I will just cheese it. But it would have to take forever to not get past it. I'm talking like 30 attempts, 50 attempts. If I feel it's having significant impact to the progress of the run. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, most enemies in this game, most human-sized enemies are really easy with this weapon, just because Impaling Thrust is really good. You guys rocking with a drip? Special this run rolls. No, this is preparation for DLC. So it's you know, just decided on a build and I'm gonna run through it. I'm gonna try and complete things kind of quickly, just so I can have more time to like do completionist stuff before DLC, and not just like boss run stuff. For example, I'd like to. I'm probably gonna stream for another 30-ish minutes. I'd like to, in that time, be able to beat. I'm gonna beat Margaret at least. I'd like to also make it through Stormvale, maybe not fight Godric. I'm streaming for another 30 minutes to an hour, so... Maybe not fight Godric, but make it through Stormvale. So I'd like to ideally have all of my preparation done by then. But it helps that this weapon is so incredibly good early game. Because of, you know, the Ash of War, Impaling Thrust is so strong. Early and late game, Impaling Thrust is so good.
I want on nothing. Can you tell? And it'll be glad.
Gonna need that for the quest later. Oh, game lag. Gonna grab the buckler. Now stunts OP. Yeah, sorry. Shields, I'm not really using. So there's no reason for me to go grab the buckler. What am I gonna go grab now? I should... Once I talk to Bernal, I'm gonna get one death root from the Black Knife Assassin. I'll go back to Garunk. I'll wait till nighttime, and then I'll go get the Spirit Calling Bell, even though I don't expect to use it. It's still a good thing to have. This handsome man. This is Zweihander. And his armor's so drippy.
Takes me any interest. All I know.
I will not be killing him for his armor, though.
Not floating.
That was rude. I'll go through, I'll do this, I'll then free Alexander, go back, talk to Garunk, then I will grab the Spirit Caller Bell, and then I'll go fight Margaret. And probably lose. I'm historically bad at the first fight of Margaret. I typically win on the second or third. Recently. Of course, in the middle time when I was playing Elden Ring obsessively, where I got most of my hours, I just kind of breezed through every single boss fight. Recently, though, since I've been taking my time more, you know, I typically win on that first or second. But that's because I'm fighting Margaret at a lower level than before, since I'm not killing the dragon pre-Margaret, typically. I typically fight Margaret, fight Godric, then I get the Golden Scarab Talisman, and then I kill the dragon. Skeletons can't do anything to me, bro. Weaklings. Now we get to the Black Knife Assassin. I'll go rest of the Grace first since I'm injured. I love fighting Black Knife Assassins. It can be infuriating sometimes, especially depending on the build. I did a build once where I wanted to use the Black Knife, because you can get it right from the start of the game. It was my dual dagger build. I wanted to use the Black Knife. You have to kill a full health Black Knife Assassin for it in the Altus Plateau. I couldn't do it, so I ended up using Dragon Ice as the incantation, and that's how I ended up beating it. By baiting it into doing it like the jump that one does in the open world, and then when it would jump, I'd hit it with a... It basically came down to how many full charge Dragon Ices can I hit it with, and so how many Frostbite procs can I get. So I had to save them very carefully. But yeah, this is just an example of how strong Impaling Thrust is. I don't think anyone needed an example, but just an example of how powerful the Great EP is as a weapon. What was that? 3 Impaling Thrusts into a stagger? Aww. Back into a corner. Right. It's got such a good range, it's so fast, it does so much poise damage. It's just stupidly good, man. It's not my favorite Ash of War, but, and you know, it's a good one. Let's go free Alexander. I'll free Alexander, get the Exalted Flesh he gives, even though I already have one. Then I will Garunk, go there, stay till nighttime, or then go to Church of Ella, pass time to nighttime, and be good. Hello, Alexander.
Can you hear me? Oh, aye, at these. I just give and I'll pop. Don't dally. Give it your all,
There we go. Triumphant Delight.
Oh, that's... well, aye.
And talk them again, and he mentions the festival. And now it's time to go to the Bestial Sanctum. Give him the 1 Death Root. From this 1 Death Root, get the Clawmark Seal, which is going to be useful, because that'll allow me to... Later down the line, it's going to be the seal I use to cast, like, Flame Grammy Strength, and Golden Vow, and stuff like that. Maybe Blood Flame Blade? Or Black Flame Blade, if I want to be crazy and cool. Let's see. What stuff could I grab? Technically, if I want to be kind of... If I want to boost my damage early game, I should go grab the Demi-Human Queen Staff. And... yeah. Oh, it's already nighttime. I should go grab a Glintstone Staff and pretty much the Demi-Human Queen one. And then grab Scholar's Armament, because that's just going to give me a whole bunch of magic damage right off the bat, but that's lame. Talk to you again.
How long will before the time?
Rest. I will talk to Kale. And I will talk to him about the Howling in the Woods.
Well, you're back. I suppose. Next time
That's
you
Blythe.
just have it. Goodbye.
And I will actually, I'll go do that really quick. Start the Blythe quest line. I can also grab the green spill crack tier here. Or the green burst. It's either, yeah, I think it's green burst, not green spill. Either way, it's incredibly good. No, I will not stopping at you. You're old and lame. Spiking green. It is a green spill. Okay. And I will just be using both of those. Since early game, they're incredibly good. Oh! Oh! We got this chest. Ow!
Who goes there? Carly sent you. The name's Bloody fled somewhere. Come tell me if I can offer you. Darrowell, and in need of a...
Darrowell. there, so I will actually go do this, do Bly's quest real quick, and then pretty much this stream just finish off with, like, going through Stormvale, or fighting Margit, or whatever. Whatever I feel like makes a good stopping point. Probably after beating Margit. There he is.
Darrowell. Rotting in a cell is no true justice. This is where it ends for you.
Their armor is so cool. I love the Bloodhound Knight armor. Not the helmet. The helmet's okay. Just the pattern on the armor, the torn cape, all that. And technically, I just got one of the best quality weapons in the entire game. I will not be using it, though, since it is kind of boring, in my opinion. Let's talk to Blythe again.
How to work for it. Don't say I'm not.
And yeah.
Oh, if you venture, tell him I said he'll be sure to try. I owe you one, alright.
And that's about EG. What else can I do here? I guess I could go level up. I don't need to level up the weapon, really, though, right? Like, yes, I could. I think I'll do an attempt at Margit without leveling up my weapon. If it doesn't go well, I'll just go grab the bell bearing from Liurnia. Could go talk to Kenneth too and complete his quest, since I've already cleared out the height. So. Just so good. Backstep into Impaling Thrust will always be super powerful. And this. Let me mix the Wondrous Physic. Let me level up a little bit more. Again, I'm going straight to 30 Vigor first. It's just worth it. I like doing the NPC summons, because, you know, sometimes it unlocks dialogue. They don't really help much, in fact, they typically make the fight harder, so sometimes I'll refrain. But I do think Ragier is pretty good for this. Oh, look at this. Cutscene's so cool, man. Vow tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. And right into boss fight. We traded. Okay, it's not bad damage. You should have Oh. Drink this, man. Thank you for taking the hits for me. Unfortunately, only got the backstab, but yeah, so that's kind of how crazily fit this weapon staggers stuff, and why I love this weapon so much. It's just a good early game, mid game, and late game weapon. I'll take this time. I'll do this. See, and that's just unfortunate, right? Yeah, I technically went to Stormvale Castle in that moment, though. That's the problem with NPCs. Especially in the Margit fight, they will end up baiting him to the edge sometimes. And if he gets baited to the edge, it's kind of over. Because there's nothing I could have done there except have just sat there and watched as my summon, like, as he got beat up, which I don't want to do. I guess I could grab Golden Vow Ash before, right? No. Bait him back towards me. I know you think you're helping, and you are, but I need him to attack me. And that's true, you know, because Godfrey. We're technically related. That's my favorite fun fact, that the entire story is, you can tell it was written by George R.R. Martin because it's a family drama. And the Tarnished is part of the family, because we are technically related to Godfrey. Alright, that was annoying. Like Morgoths technically are long lost, like, brother or uncle, like great uncle maybe would be the correct term here. And it's my last Angelic Rust. Just kidding. Still have all of my blue. Red. And he's dead. But yeah, no, the entire game is all about just one family beefing it out, and the Tarnished is part of that family. Which is, I think is very interesting, story-wise.
Smoldering with thy cower in fear.
Okay, let's level up a little bit more. Yep, and now I can start leveling in other stuff. Like, probably endurance. So I can wear a little bit better armor and have a little bit more stamina. Since this armor is not amazing. I will also be taking the main gate. The main gate's just cooler. No, I'll use the main gate.
But of course.
Oof. 3. 3. Okay. Now I'm past those arrows. We'll go grab this side of grace. Simply because I'll come back and get Godric Rune, since Godric Rune is so strong early game. I'll then, in the later game, I'll switch it out for Radon Rune, which is my typical strategy. Because, you know, that +5 to all stats is crazy with Godric Rune. But it falls off later game as you start hitting soft caps or stuff, so the Radon Rune ends up becoming better, because that's percentage add. See if I can do this. Yep. I know my way through Stormville Castle. It's you know, a very basic castle. That's where you get the pike. Just fun fact. Pike's a cool weapon. It's got crazy range. I'm not a big fan of using it, but it does have crazy range. Power stance with any other spear, it's kind of insane how much range they have. Can I get the rest off? I can. Normally not able to get that. Normally the dog makes it in here before I can get that rest off. What do I want to do in here? I forgot to grab the wet blade, so I should go do that. I should also get the iron wet blade so I can actually make this thing quality. I'll make it quality later. For now, impaling thrust is just so good I don't need it to be quality, but... Still kind of want the wet blade. Because I'm going to need it later. What? I shouldn't have been able to reach me. And I have my Stone Sword key that I got by Roderica. Attack. Let me by, let me by. And their weapons are so cool. I like that axe. It's very nice looking. And then the briars around it. Just their exiles. Let's record. Let me go back to Gatefront and get the wet blade knife. The knife. Oh, let me get off the horse. Click the button like 5 times. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I was contemplating beforehand about whether or not to do a great axe build or this for my quality build. I mean, I can use both as weapons, so I can pretty much use anything that I get dropped or that I come by. Great axes are just kind of... I've already done great axe builds in the past. I haven't done that many heavy thrusting swords builds. I did one, and that was the Bloody Hellas, and that's a pretty unique one. So I wanted to do a more standard one. So of course, starting with the Great EP, because it's really strong. And I'm probably gonna switch to the Godskin Stitcher And if the Godskin Stitcher doesn't go well, then I'll figure something out. Probably Sword of Milos later, because Sword of Milos is really good. I'm gonna get Nepheli Lu. Nepheli's... Whereas, NPC summon for Margit's not that good. Nepheli's actually really good for Godric. So.
Be proud.
Hello.
Tarnished, I am the fellow. I'm hereby to how ut this graft is tainted. If I ask you, call it the winds. I'm certain. Apollo has fellow down, whatever.
Camera moved and I couldn't see him. Ooh, oh brother. Godric time. +0 weapon. I mean, if I really want to make Godric easy, I can always apply Bloody Slash, right? I want to make a Godric a snore. Or I could go level up a bit and then use the Bloodhound's Fang +0. Get Bleed in there, and then Godric becomes easy. But I feel like Godric's already easy enough. He's just going to take a while with this weapon. And then I'll probably end the stream after this. I feel like Margit and Godric in one stream just kind of makes sense. Because they're pretty easy. Margit's not, but Godric's not that hard. He can be if your build is under-prepared for him. But... God. I'm not spacing properly. 2, 3... Why are you doing that one? 5. The timing there was slightly messed up. I thought I was going to get it earlier. Switching into second phase. See, that's where a status effect weapon helps, because you can proc status when he's switching. Yeah, the problem with the Great EP is its heavies are really slow, unfortunately, but it's still a crazy good weapon. Do this, please. Put yourself at me. Nope, Kelly. And it does so much poise damage, it's hard to hate it as a weapon. Right? Like, I'm staggering bosses way quicker than I have with other weapons. I guess if I was using a Great Axe, it would depend on the Great Axe, but most of them stagger quicker, since, you know, strength weapons, they're kind of their big redeeming quality is their poise damage. Oh, I mistimed it. Unfortunate. I thought it would kill, but it's not like it matters that much. Like, it's Godric. In my opinion, he's the easiest... he is objectively the easiest rune holder. Or rune bearer, and he's also, you know, objectively the easiest main boss. He is mandatory, but, like, he's easy. Okay. I'll go activate his Great Rune, and then I'll probably end stream. I didn't kill Gostok, but I didn't die, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, time to level up. Probably just gonna put this all in endurance. Still can't wear that. Okay. I will go get Godric Great Rune activated, and then I will place it on and activate it, even though I'm probably gonna die. But It'll be nice. I can't ride horse here. See, that one just stands up, but this is gonna be easy, because I stagger stuff so quickly. Only problem is the distance. Like, there's no greater testament to how the absurd poise damage of this weapon. Just kind of stun lock this thing. See, the ranged one's gonna be annoying. But the ranged one actually makes this one a little easier. Dead. I wonder if these ones can actually drop their weapons. Like if... No, I don't think so. God, the arrows from these guys single-handedly change ranged combat and make it arguably super strong for PvP or invasion. Radon bow with these arrows is cracked, bro. Nope, and dead. And I'll actually be ending stream at around 4:30. Pretty much what I said I would. And this is a pretty fruitful start to Elden Week number 1. Elden Week number 2, of course, will be next week, and will culminate with the release of the DLC, which I will be playing as soon as I learn what time it releases. If it releases at midnight the 21st, I will be playing till at midnight, and I will probably be streaming for 2 or so hours. That would be my stream for the... That'll be my stream for the day before, for Thursday, will be the DLC midnight release, and then I will stream later that day on Friday. Probably for most of that day on Friday. If it releases at a specific time on the 21st, then I will be streaming starting at that time, so. I'll just have to figure out when exactly it's streaming, but when exactly I'll be streaming based on when it's releasing, stuff like that. But I will try to stream as soon as it becomes available. And there's Godric's Great Rune. Let me activate it. I don't have any rune arcs. Unfortunate. I will use you, though. I'll equip it. Very nice. And that's where I'm gonna leave the stream off here. I think I'm going to probably... Next stream will be preparation for Radon and Renala, whichever one I decide to do, and then the DTS. So it's going to be like killing the dragon, getting the golden scarab, all that. But for now, let me find out who I'm going to raid. I will, of course, be raiding someone else who is playing Elden Ring. It will either be someone who is playing Elden Ring or someone who I personally know. And it doesn't seem like anyone who I know is streaming right now, so it will be someone playing Elden Ring. And of course, I typically like to raid smaller streamers like myself. So let's go viewers low to high. Let's see. Man, I don't know. Here's this person who's also doing DLC prep, and they seem to have just started. So I will raid them. Basically, you know, similar stuff with a raid. Even if you're not going to stay around for long, just go over and say hi. There's no reason not to. So, go over, say hi. I don't know, like, join the raid. No reason to attack them or anything. Send a couple emotes in chat. Just, you know, join the raid, show them some love. If they have a hydrate redeem, and this is important, if they have redeems and they have a hydrate redeem, spam it. Because we want to make sure that everyone stays hydrated. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I'll send you before the next ad plays. Goodbye.